A quick disclaimer, if you get easily triggered, if anyone talks bad about Tesla, you might not want to watch this video. So totally joking. Well, kind of. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechWit Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing Monday. We absolutely killed it in today's live trading session. If you guys did not check it out, we shorted Tesla and we shorted the stock open. Both trades were relatively smaller when it came down to position size, but both trades were green. I made a total of a little bit over $6,000 on the day. If you're part of my LPP team, feel free to check out the updates. Also, if you guys have not seen, feel free to check it out on Instagram. With that being said, if you want to watch me trade live tomorrow, second link in the description down below will give you access to just that. That being said, what's going on? What caused Tesla to push up so much and then quickly gave it all back, right? We saw a huge spike during the pre-market session, and then we gave it all back. We did see a nice little recovery into the close, but pretty much all that it gained eventually ended up being given back. What did Elon announce? Because we know nothing fundamentally caused the stock price to go up. So Elon Musk buys $1 billion in Tesla shares. Stock surges 8%. Elon acquired about 2.5 million shares of Tesla, which is approximately $1 billion on September 12, 2025, through his revocable trust. As revealed in the U.S. SEC filing, his first open market purchase since February of 2020. The stock disclosed triggered an 8.2% surge because, again, it showed a vow of confidence for Tesla as the CEO is purchasing the stock at what is viewed as at these elevated levels. Elon must be in support of Tesla, and this thing is only going to go to the moon, right? He is that confident in its performance. In my opinion, no. There's a preparation for a November shareholder vote for his $1 trillion pay package compensation. And for those that do not know, the more shares that you own, the more voting rights you get. I'm sorry to break it to you. Nothing wrong with him doing that. He has the money. He has every right to do that. It's not that deep. He wants his $1 trillion pay package. I don't blame the guy. A lot of you guys know is that I'm a huge Elon fan. I support pretty much Elon and everything that he does. I think he's one of the greatest minds of our generation, but I am never afraid to call out BS when I see BS. Do I think that this was a catalyst-based event that earned an 8% push? Of course not, right? They just think that because Elon bought that it shows trust in the price and in Tesla's future performance. It's all BS. And I'm going to explain to you just why. All he's doing is, I don't even want to call it BS. It's a strategic move. He wants more voting rights because he wants to make sure that he gets this $1 trillion pay package. For those that do not know, Tesla has been in this kind of battle of getting Elon paid. For those that did not see, I mean, this has happened back since 2018, where a judge has previously blocked Elon's compensation package. This has been an ongoing issue for Elon. And I actually shared this earlier with our LPP team. And if you're part of my close friends group on Instagram, where I was like, man, who knows if this one's even going to go through, even if it does end up getting passed, right? I mean, it's $1 trillion. That's with a T, not a B. So if they didn't allow a $56 billion pay package, what makes him think that he's going to get a $1 trillion pay package? We'll see, right? I'm very excited to follow up. I'm excited to see if this is something that is actually, going to be something that's followed through with. If so, it's going to be one for the books. No question about it. But why did I say that Elon or Tesla didn't earn this? Again, I believe that Elon is one of the greatest minds of our generation. That doesn't change my opinion that I don't believe Tesla is a growing company. Tesla, it's not a failing company by any means, but it's definitely not a $1 trillion company. The first thing that I quickly want to show you, it's the PE ratio that it's currently trading at. Its current PE ratio right now for Tesla is 231 times its earnings. That means that from what the company is currently valued at to what the company is currently actually making as a business, because that's what you're buying a business, right? When you buy these shares, there's a huge discrepancy. It's a company that's worth over $1.25 trillion, yet it produces less than $6 billion in net income a year. You might be like, Ricky, $6 billion is still a ton of money. I agree with you. But remember, this is at a market cap of, let me make sure I get this right, 1.3 trillion. That is where you get that PE ratio that we just talked about of 231 times its earnings. But Tesla has been notorious for insane PE ratios, and I agree with you. But let me explain to you why things are different now. Back then, Tesla was growing. It was getting better. That's not the case with what's going on right now. I shared this with you guys earlier today, that Tesla, when it comes down to its revenue, again, this is not to offend you. This is simply to make you aware. If you get offended by this, then that's your own fault, right? You don't like to look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. Your opinions do. No one cares about how you feel about something. It's about how the company is actually performing. And if you look at the actual revenue, which is the big green bars here, you can see that for the past few quarters, Tesla has not been growing. If anything, it's been on a decline. I don't agree with the issues that Elon has previously been put through because of his political preference and involvement. Do I think that it was the smartest move? It seemed like some people thought it was at the end of 2024, and then it turned into being one of the worst moves that he's made because it turned up against him. Do I agree that people should have revolted against Elon and started calling him a Nazi? Of course not. I just think it was a poor decision in his involvement. Do I think it was the worst idea? No, I think people just, of course, take things so personal. They ended up calling him a Nazi. It's like, I don't believe Elon did anything bad, right? Nonetheless, he kind of, I don't want to say ruined the brand, but he did ruin it for a handful of people. Some people will never buy a Tesla again that previously did because of his involvement. It's sad that that's the world that we live in today. It's just how it is, right? That's the first thing that I wanted to highlight. Second, we're now beginning to see demand fall. Revenue is beginning to decline. This is third. This is the biggest concern, and we have yet to even see it be reflected. I want you to follow through. I can dive even deeper. I would love to make a video on this, especially for those that are actually investing into Tesla, not just trading it for a short period of time, investing in it. Why I don't believe Tesla is going to sustain itself long-term at these elevated levels. I think that right now, just like we saw today, Elon can say anything and cause the stock price to go up. Economic conditions support it. Market conditions support the irrational movement of the market, especially with this FOMC rate decision that's coming on Wednesday. I think that it can. Markets can push up higher, so can Tesla in the short term. A very big difference from an investment and a trade. I think Tesla can push up to maybe $450 per share in this irrational market, but it will never hold at those levels. Now, let me explain why. Not only because of its past based off of technicals, it loves to pump and then dump, because we all know that fundamentally Tesla's not there, but at least to some degree, it kind of was, right? In 2020 to 2021, you might be like, well, Ricky, it was irrational back then. Yeah, but it was kind of growing. Its revenue was growing. That's not the case anymore. Not only is that not the case anymore, but the big issue with this is that Tesla, it's losing its tax credit. This is huge. Not only does Elon have this issue or this big problem that now a bunch of liberals no longer want to buy his vehicle because that's kind of the people that were calling him a Nazi, but now he's losing the $7,500 tax credit. This will make it more expensive for consumers to buy a Tesla, therefore less of an incentive. The second thing, that's a big issue within itself. That was an incentive to drive demand for consumers. That ends at the end of this month in 15 days. It's over, right? Because of the big, beautiful bill, which is again why Elon, not just because of it, added a bunch to our deficit, which I don't agree with, but this was something that also was, I don't want to say a stab in the back for Elon, but definitely something that didn't help Tesla itself, right? Tesla generates revenue from subsidies, primarily by selling its regulatory credits. It doesn't just earn a little bit of its money. In certain quarters, it has earned over 40% of its net income in some quarters and over $11 billion over the past decade. It has contributed at some point to over 40% of its net income. 40%. And it's now losing it. This is the problem. Unless Elon figures out a way to really drive demand to insane levels that we've never seen before, as Trump loves to say, by it losing at one point 40% of its net income based off of these regulatory credits that it earns from the government, For those that do not know, when Tesla sells a vehicle, it gets these regulatory credits. It's able to sell these regulatory credits to different to different car manufacturers that are trying to offset their carbon footprint. Tesla makes billions of dollars every year. The number varies, but it's always in the billions to some degree, every single year. I want to remind you that Tesla, based off of, again, a very quick breakdown, its net income in its most recent year, its net profit was $5.9 billion. Again, a huge portion of this was its revenue from its regulatory credits. 5.9 billion. Imagine losing 40% of that based off of it being, if it was always, which it's not exactly 40%, but let's say some years it might be 20%, other years it might be 50, but on average 40%. Imagine losing 40% of your net income that was based off of regulatory credits. That ends this month. So that means that next quarter will be the last quarter that Tesla would have received these regulatory credits. And then now Tesla actually has to earn it like every other car manufacturer, unless they end up coming back, right? That's always a curveball that could present itself. Tesla receives these government subsidies through federal EV tax credits, and these are set to end September 30th, 2025. That is the, in my opinion, ticking time bomb for Tesla. So Elon can do this all he wants. Everyone knows that they pay attention. Elon knows everyone pays attention to what it is that he's doing. They're going to view this as a positive catalyst. He's trying to do his part and being able to control majority of the votes for this November shareholder vote to get his pay package. Tesla is no longer a growing car company. You can talk about robotaxi, you can talk about full autonomy, you can talk about Optimus Robot. Who cares? Tesla is a car manufacturer as of right now, and its business is not growing. You can't talk about the what could be if it's not. And it simply is no longer a growing car company. And in my opinion, it looks like it's about to get worse. And that's all this is. It's just my opinion. I wanted to show you the data. I wanted to show you the numbers. These EV credits end September 30th. That means 15 days from now, it will no longer have an incentive for consumers to buy its Tesla. I'm excited to see how Tesla drives demand after this. Because again, if there's anyone that can do it, it's most likely going to be Elon. So again, I hope that he pulls through. But as of right now, as investors, I think all of you should be made aware. The other thing that I want to make sure that you're aware is that, just like we said before, it looks like Lisa Cook, who was previously fired by Trump because supposedly she committed fraud through this. She's a Fed member who votes for the FOMC rate decision. She's part of the Fed. Remember, Trump fired her because she supposedly committed fraud and there's fraud allegations. I made it very clear. Trump has no authority to fire a Fed member based off of allegations. She wasn't found guilty. Therefore, he has no authority to remove a Fed member. And today, it was official. The DC Circuit rejects Trump's bid to fire Fed Governor Cook, allowing her to participate in this week's Fed interest rate decision. That is this Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And I will be live streaming it. So just another reason to subscribe to the channel. And then one thing that I found to be quite interesting about Trump today is that, subject to SEC approval, companies and corporations should no longer be forced to report on a quarterly basis. Now, I would rather have them report on a 6-month basis. This is something that I want to follow up with. Maybe we can dive in a little bit deeper, but actually, I find it to be quite interesting. It would be obviously a big shift. Instead of quarterly filings, it would be, I guess, every 6-month filings. We get 2 every single year instead of 4. It'd be quite interesting, right? Maybe companies don't have to apply so much pressure in short, 3-month periods and focus more on making moves that actually strategically help the business. I think there's pros to this. I think there might be cons to this when it comes down to maybe transparency. But nonetheless, something that we can follow up with maybe once it gains a little bit more traction. So just wanted to do my part in providing you some insight on what the news was today with Tesla and his $1 billion purchase. And hopefully I gave you a little bit more to kind of like encourage you to do some due diligence on Tesla, that you're not just buying or investing in Tesla at this $400 price level just because other people are and getting super excited, and then you later end up regretting it once Tesla's stock price sells off 50% because it's no longer a growing car company. I think all the red flags are there. It's made very clear to see, especially if you understand Tesla fundamentally. And I'm excited to dive even deeper and follow up with it to see how it actually ends up performing in the quarters that follow. I don't expect Tesla to crash in 30 days, right? This is something that will take time. Tesla is a very volatile stock, one of the most heavily traded stocks in the stock market. So give it the time that it needs, but just wanted to make sure that you guys were all aware of the risk at these elevated levels. I hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing, and do not forget, again, if you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, it's the second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.